This year so far has been rough. Been out herping a few times this spring and haven't had much luck. Maybe I just don't know how to find snakes. But part of the problem has also been the drought. According to recent statistics that I looked up, 99% of Arizona is currently undergoing a severe drought. From the end of the monsoon season last year to today, we haven't had hardly any rain. There has been some rainfall, to be sure, but not nearly as much as would normally happen during that time period. The desert seems stressed. Often in February and March, we have a beautiful wildflower season. But this year, we didn't get much. And not only that, but the temperatures this spring were also cooler than normal. The combination of the cool temperatures and the drought has made things really rough. I went out a few times flipping rocks, logs, boards, in areas where I normally would find at least something. But this year I didn't find much more than a few scorpions and a few lizards. One of my goals this spring has been to find the resplendent shovelnose snake. Now it's not a difficult snake to find, I found many before, but this year there is a study that's being done, or at least tissue samples are being collected for a study, and I wanted to go ahead and contribute to that. During the first trip that I went on, I didn't find a single live snake. I only found one roadkill sidewinder. I did travel the state and explore some new areas. And these areas I'm sure are going to make some great adventures in the future. Here's one of my trips. The trip started off in the morning looking for chuckwallas in a new area where we hadn't looked for chuckwallas previously. I knew chuckwallas were there, and it seemed like it might be a good area to get one in hand. After a morning of looking for lizards, we did end up finding about 4 or 5 chuckwallas and about 4 or 5 desert iguanas, none of which we were able to get in hand. Not only was I not able to get them in hand, I couldn't even get a picture or a video of them before they escaped. We did spend a little bit of time looking for rosy boas and speckled rattlesnakes in a promising location. I definitely would like to come back and check out this location again. After not finding any of either, I went ahead and checked out a new spot that I had marked on my map this year specifically for shovelnose snakes. We hit the road hard, driving back and forth, carefully looking for shovelnose snakes. We found several banded geckos, but then eventually it got too late and it was time to go home. We summed up our disappointing adventure like this. So, what's your impression of our trip? We just completed a full day of herping.
We should have seen snakes, and we didn't see any snakes, dead or alive. We saw a few desert iguanas, we saw a few chuckwallas. We looked for rosy boas, we looked for shovel noses, looked for lots, and just didn't see it. That was one.
Banded gecko?
No, the snake.
All right.
I'm almost positive.
All right, we may have some snake here. What do we got? It is a shovelnose.
Oh, beautiful.
Shovelnose. I think there's a spot of, is that a spot of blood right there?
This?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the snake, maybe he's been hit. I see blood from the mouth.
Do you?
Unfortunately, yeah. Well, we did find a shovelnose snake, but unfortunately this one has been hit. So it's not going to survive, but we can go ahead and submit it as a sample for the shovelnose snake study. Can you believe it? Finally, at last, at the end of the trip, we finally found a shovelnose snake. Unfortunately, it was hit by a car, but we found our target. And at least for our purposes, which was to gather them for tissue samples, it was actually okay to find one that was hit by a car. A few minutes later, we found this sidewinder. Okay, we got another snake. Let me grab my snake stick, because it's a sidewinder.
He looks kind of skinny.
Yeah. A little like he needs a drink.
Yeah. I'll get a bottle of water.
Drink. Now it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, see it?
Yeah. All right, so found our first live snake. We've pretty much given up. we're leaving, we're heading out of this area, and now we're starting to find things. So
we're sticking around for a little longer.
We'll see, maybe that will continue. Imagine that, all that herping and nothing until it's time to go home, and then 2 snakes in a row. But the Sidewinder looked quite dehydrated, and that totally makes sense given the drought that we're in. We felt bad for the little guy and tried to give it a drink of water. After a few moments, it decided to cooperate and take advantage of the free water. Although our spring hasn't been so great, in terms of the numbers of herps found, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the year. I think there are still many great adventures to have and many great herps to find.